Hi guys, hope you're all well and welcome to the month of November. Wow, I can't believe how quick this year is going. I know I always say this, but it's just like, it's mental, isn't it? It's mental. I hope everybody had a magical Samhain and Halloween yesterday. I hope you had lots of spooky but safe fun. But yeah, so I've channeled the energy of the cards for November time. So we'll do the sort of monthly cycle for the whole of that month to see what's coming. We'll do the behaviour of stop, start, and continue, and we'll finish with the blessings card, and hopefully it will make sense. So as always, I'm using the Psychic Heart Tarot by John Holland and the Be Blessed Oracle deck by Lucy Cavendish. Okay, guys. So as we look at the cards, then, so our stop card, something we have to stop doing, is flow. Now, you might feel a little bit weird with this card initially and be wondering why that's shown as a stop card. What we've got going on here, the compass points are sort of pointing in all different directions. And if you imagine that you're holding a compass, but you're not necessarily in control of where it's going, and there's a sense with this card, because it's showing as a stop behaviour pattern, there's a sense of some of us are trying to force things, okay? And this is about just stopping and actually breathing and flowing within the waters around us. So for some of us, there may be a healing journey that we've been avoiding that actually now needs to be actioned, okay? And if that's the case, give yourself permission to explore the waters of the healing, the emotions you might be storing up that need to be released. Because also, when we let go of the control, very often things click into place, okay? So this is wanting to allow the flow of life into your world, the universal energy that wants to gift you opportunities for the future. But sometimes we have to just let go of the focus a little bit. And it is about control, okay? So stop trying to control every pocket of every behaviour around you. And I think it's really key, and this is something I've been saying a lot lately with clients and various people. We can't control everybody else around us, but we have control over the influence of our inputs and outputs, okay? So it's about being mindful of where we're choosing to feed our energy, good or bad. Because if you think of energy as a collective, energy is actually neutral, and our behavior, we have to take accountability for that, determines if something has a positive outcome or a negative outcome, okay? So this is about stopping, taking that breath of life in, being grateful and blessed with the place that you're in at the moment. It might feel upsetting, it might not be where you want to be, but recognizing where you are, and actually, if there is healing to be done, giving yourself the TLC and that space to action it is so key, okay? Now, for a lot of people, I don't know how you feel, for me personally, with Samhain that's just been in the Halloween period, it just feels like the weight of the world has been lifted. It feels like we've been in some really dense, really heavy energy, but it feels like now that's done, and for me, I just feel there's lighter energy flowing. And for anyone that follows the pagan calendar, the witch's wheel, the followings of the old ways, you will know that now this is the pagan and the following of the old ways. This is our new year. So I feel very much, I know that Halloween is about honouring the dead, but I actually feel it's almost like clearing out all the dead wood. It feels like any stagnant, stale energy is gone, and all the debris is actually sort of falling down around to make way for the future. So I almost see this as well as a resting period. So definitely being guided by the universe, going with the flow. And actually, when we're spontaneous, that's when some of the best adventures can happen. I mean, to give an example of this as well, I've got a beautiful client that's come to me on and off for quite a time now, and they've been desperate for a relationship. And in the past, they will admit they've been forcing this, and they always seem to bounce from one idiot to another, and they never seem to break the cycle. And recently, about sort of 4 months ago, they actually just said, I'm done, I'm not looking for a relationship, I'm just done with it now. And they'd actually resigned themselves to being single. And because they've let go of that control, a brand new relationship has just formed completely off the cuff. They've not looked for it, it's just clicked in and they're being swept away with this new energy, and it's amazing, and they're the happiest they've probably ever been. And it's awesome to see from the outside in, you know, but they've really had to do a lot of inner healing work to let go of that sort of, you know, element of need or craving or desire for something. But because they've let that go and they've literally taken on the energy of the flow card, the universe has now gifted them something amazing. So just know and trust whatever might be going on with your world, whether it's a relationship, a working situation, perhaps something to do with the selling of a home. It could be so many weird and wonderful things, but if you're trying to control or push something forward, just stop and rest and just go with the flow and see and recognize how far you've actually already travelled. That's really important. Now then, as we sort of venture forward into the start card, we go into lead. So when we rest and when we sort of just allow the energies to change around us, new opportunities will start presenting themselves throughout the month of November for you, okay? And as and when those opportunities make themselves known to you, this can happen. So this is about when an opportunity is literally being presented on a plate, actually taking ownership for something and thinking, right, I can see that's there and I feel ready to grab that opportunity now. So this is now not fearing what the future wants to gift you. It's about starting to actually take leadership and focusing on the power that you hold within your heart center and knowing that you can actually travel further than perhaps you've ever given yourself credit or space to travel before. Okay, so this is taking leadership, this is starting to take accountability on all pockets of your world and making those changes for you. So if you're somebody that as a rule lives for the behaviour of other people, you might be breaking that cycle of energy now, and you might be thinking, actually, I'm going to do this for me. Because very often people have judgments of us, what they feel we should or shouldn't be doing, and actually, in the nicest way possible, it's no one's bloody business what we do. As long as you're ethically working from your heart centre and you're not hurting anybody, whatever you choose to do, as long as it works and benefits you and it doesn't hinder you, that's good enough, okay? Because way too many people lately, I have noticed this with a lot of clients and different people I'm reading for, people are getting too nosy and too caught up in things that just actually really don't concern them, and it's about actually disconnecting from that and focusing on where you want to be. So whatever long-term goals, visions or aspirations, don't feel like a shadow in the past. Have that strength and that bravery to take the lead. You've got the scroll of life there and move forward, setting the rule book in the way you want to address it. So this is your rules, your regulations, living and leading a life that serves you, okay, and the people that matter in it, and letting go of any sort of caught up energy that's just not needed anymore, okay? So you might find with this card as well, you've got the sunflower behind which is coming into blossom. So for a lot of us, it's about blossoming, it's about finding our true authentic energy and where we feel we sit within the world and being happy with that. And I was just thinking this morning while I was in the shower, a lot of people say to me, I really don't like myself, I don't love myself, I don't see myself as beautiful. And I was looking in the mirror this morning and I thought, Mitch, you're not the prettiest person in the world, you're not the ugliest, but you're not the prettiest person in the world. But you know what? This is actually the best you're going to be at the moment, and I'm actually okay with that. So it's all about self-acceptance, you know, going within and really recognizing everything and just being okay with the true spirit that lies within the vessel, the car, the mode of transport that gets us from A to B whilst we're physically in this world. So stop being so critical on things that we can't always control and accept your inner beauty, your outer beauty. Accept the spirit of who you are, and you'll find that new doorways unlock for you. And that really leads us into the next card, seek. This is continue. And I think for all of us really, the earth is in such disarray at the moment with certain supposed leaderships that are around and everything else. The earth in some ways is a mess, but it's about not focusing on all of that garbage going on, and it's just going into that place of heart with peace. So when you need to know answers, when you have guidance or when you're needing guidance, don't go sort of looking here, there and everywhere. Check within your heart center first, okay? Use your own human pendulum and stop and meditate and actually just rest. And very often, Spirit will gift you what you need to know. The answers that you seek will become clear. So this is continuing to sort of turn off from the white noise with the outside world, okay? And continuing to make peace with you, because the more you can do that, what you'll find happens is things that maybe once triggered you or bothered you, they just become vapor, they just become irrelevant, and you'll be able to hold sacred space for yourself and not react, not respond. And you've got the birds. The birds hold massive wingspan, but also freedom. So for a lot of us, we're going to feel very free throughout November time. We're going to really connect with the core essence and the roots of who we are. And even though it's a continual journey, I think it's going to bring, for a lot of us, real inner peace and recognition from the heart, okay? And that takes us nicely into the Blessed Be card. And we've got a blessing on resolution. So this is almost like the war being over, okay? So if you have been having an internal battle with self, whether it's mental illness, whatever it might be, it could be illness with ill health, just know that actually the worst is done and there's light at the end of the tunnel. If there's some sort of family feud perhaps going on around you, know and trust that there's a way to overcome these obstacles, these barriers, these blockages that you've been put through. And it might be, to get resolution with that, you have to just put your sword down, lay your sword to rest and walk away. But it's having that bravery to action, that input, because it's very easy to say that you're going to walk away from something, but then to actually do it is a completely different ball game. Okay? This could be if you've been in a domestic abusive relationship, you might have the bravery to now walk away from that. A job not serving your highest good. There could be so many things, you know. It could be your own mental state and the behaviours you're bestowing upon yourself. And actually taking those changes that are needed to break the cycle of behaviour there. But whatever this is, positive outcomes are ready to happen. You know, if you've been caught up in the exchange or moving of a home and it's been back and forth, or you've been struggling to maybe move, there's new energy coming in. So you might find that what you're now, or what you've been craving or wanting for some time, because again you've let go of the distraction and the control of it, it can now be gifted to you. So this is really positive. So don't see this as a negative card. It's actually a really, really positive card. Basically, any fighting, any war zones you've been in, any confrontations, physical, emotional or mental, they're just coming to stillness. And it's really interesting because a beautiful friend of mine actually commented last night on a Halloween post and sort of said they could really feel the stillness of Halloween time, and there was very, you know, mystique and magic in the air. And it's so true. There was a real stillness of energy last night. It's hard to explain, but it was very powerful. To me, it was almost like a slate being cleaned. So, you know, like when a chalkboard's got too much writing on, and just clearing that out to make way for a brand new canvas or a new picture. So I see November time for a lot of us as a brand new canvas, a brand new picture with real hope and positive outcomes for the future, and just gentle energy, just calmness, you know, just in a lot of ways stillness. So I think November's going to bring a lot of stillness for a lot of us, and sometimes to appreciate the world in its truest form, the beauty of Mother Earth and all she holds dear to her, we have to actually stay still and see with not just the physical eyes but the third eye, okay? So I really hope this sort of reading helps and resonates for some of you. Quite different cards to what we've had before, but I just think it's about boundaries being put in place for a positive outcome, not just for our independent world, but spilling out to the greater world. So Mother Earth really being able to heal from any toxic energy that's being inflicted at the moment, and all of us actually stepping up and making a difference, okay? So I wish you a magical November time. Bless be, take care my lovelies, and I will see some of you very soon. But in the meantime, much love, bye for now.